So we are right now in the villa of Augustus, probably where he died in 18 AD. This was not just a villa, it was also a winery. So in this part you see here, that's where the presses would have been for the wine, where they were actually doing all the pressing. And then you can't see it, but the wine would come down with gravity through there and come into this channel here. And if you can't see how big this is, we're speaking about 16 inches wide, maybe 12, 14 inches deep. And it would come all the way through with gravity here. This was made with marble. And then it would fill in it would come down from, I'm going to do something semi-illegal here, and I'll show you where the wine would come from. You can't see, but there are these little holes where it was coming out from and filling into its proper amphora. And if you can see how big this is only the part we see, this is the lip. And this is how wide it is. So these actually go much wider than this. These were the holes, I don't know if you can see it. They found multiple rooms like this, but they can't keep digging. So it's impossible to know exactly how much wine was being made. But some guess as many as 100,000 or 300,000 bottles of wine per year. I just drank, this place inspired us to make Insumma for the wine club, which is a private label for Roscioli, and we took the bottle of Insumma on the top of Mount Vesuvius, literally 1 meter from falling into the crater, semi-illegally, with permission, but semi-illegally. It's nothing that ever is allowed to be done. And we filmed drinking a bottle of Insumma on the top of Mount Vesuvius. Insumma is the wine that was inspired by this particular villa, where we decided to make an amphora wine specifically for the Roscioli Wine Club members, to kind of link the past with the future. Nobody, not even Ciro, the winemaker who gave us the permission to come here, has even been able to put footprints into some of these different rooms. So the fact that I'm standing here is absolutely amazing. This day will go down by far as one of the most important, most memorable days of my life.
When we talk about all this overwhelming presence of Dionysus in Pompeii, it's not because they lacked the orgy or they lacked to drink wine. It's because it was the core business of the area.
From what I was reading, it feels like that was the last moment for women. That was really what officially put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, because now that's interesting what you're saying, because today we are looking at history and also in a new perspective. So in a woman's perspective, Dionysus was really, because he was really the guy who could subvert the social order. Also back in Greece, there were some festivals of Dionysus, and there was the only moment in which the slave could dress up like the owner and rule for a day. Those are the roots of modern carnival, in a way. The antesteria, the blooming feast, so for the opening of the jars of the new wine. And also the women were allowed to get around. You see the Greek vases with women go to the fountain house. They are celebrating because it's one of the few moments in which they were allowed out of the houses. Wow. Romans were more open to this, but still women could not do the same thing as men could do. Through the cult of Dionysus, they could basically go into ecstasies, be enthused, so be taken by the god, literally, and be filled by the spirit of the god, and go wild. Where in Italy there's the biggest cult of Dionysus, in Puglia and in Campania, we have the Taranta, and we have the Tamurra here. But they are basically the same.
Alessandro had this beautiful idea over lunch that a way to connect the past to the future would be to see if Ciro would actually use an amphora. He was like, you're crazy guys, I've never worked with them before. So we are now going to taste the wine from the amphora.
Yes.
This is 2021, right? Of course, yeah. Because they're 21.
Yes, 21.
The idea was to create something unique that doesn't exist.
Also, I asked him to risk a bit with the discussion I was having with Ciro, and somehow that there was something that was blocking a bit the wine, based on the fact that Catalanesca and especially that soil is going to be in high pH, so it's not easy, going towards more or less on the natural wine path without crossing that border. That is the idea. To me, is the fact that I I like what Ciro does, and I thought, are you ready to risk with me a bit?
Grazie alla vostra collaborazione noi abbiamo avuto la possibilità di osare, no? Andiamo su misurazioni più spinte, un vino che resta in anfora così per un anno intero, comunque ha un livello di ossidazione più importante rispetto a quello che è il nostro. Abbiamo una presenza in un bianco, una presenza di un tannino importante che i nostri vini bianchi noi non abbiamo per seguire quella, diciamo, che un po' caga la tendenza del mercato.
So this is the effort of the wine club. This is what we are actually trying to do.
Exactly.
Somehow helping all the connection of the winemakers, creating a community of winemakers and wine drinkers that trust each other.
Qui abbiamo finito la fermentazione che era fine novembre, quindi in questo momento sta sulle fecce fini. Se noi apriamo sotto abbiamo le fecce fini in cui sta facendo il surlì. E qui una media ogni 40 giorni abbiamo una canna con delle catene in acciaio che serve a mettere in risospensione tutta quella che sono queste fecce, per dargli quanto più materia possibile. Questo lo faremo per un anno intero, che dipende molto dall'anfora che tu scegli, dalla tecnologia dell'anfora che tu vai a fare. Noi oggi con questo tipo di anfora, che rispetto a quelle normali costano qualcosa in più, perché noi sappiamo per ogni centimetro quadrato di quest'anfora qual è lo scambio osmotico che riusciamo ad avere, cioè la microossigenazione che noi riusciamo ad avere, e siamo sicuri che in ogni punto dell'anfora l'osmosi che si ha è identica, non c'è un punto in cui ci sia uno scambio in più di ossigeno, e questo è fondamentale nel mondo del vino. Ecco perché quando noi parliamo a volte dei vini in generale, quelli che vengono fatti in anfora, a noi non piacciono perché hanno, io chiamo, dei sentori un po' selvatici, no? Che vanno molto oltre, che a volte danno anche quasi fastidio. Qui invece, guarda questo vino non è mai stato posto da quest'anfora.
Pazzesco.
E guarda la pulizia che ha, olfattiva,
Sì,
olfattiva e gustativa.
Mai chiarificato, mai filtrato.
Niente. Cioè questa è uva schiacciata. Noi non ci abbiamo fatto nulla. Invito chiunque ad avere un vino fatto solo anfora.
Madonna, così.
Guarda qua che cazzo di colore. Al Vesuvio e Roscioli.
What an incredible day.
And we are having the enormous privilege to be sitting illegally, semi-illegally, on top of Mount Vesuvius. The crater is literally 1 meter behind me. Something phenomenal, because we are about to drink a wine that was privately made for Roscioli, that we created about 3 years ago, on top of the volcano that birthed the soil where this wine was actually created.
You don't see it, but behind that rocks there is Naples, there is a Sorrento over there, and Capri, little covered by clouds. Actually, now I can see a bit of Sorrento right now, and there is Capri over there. Can you see it? Right there.
Yeah.
And this is an amazing place. Actually, Vesuvio is the original name of Dionysus, and it seems like we've been studying a bit the origin of wine based on the concept that, you know, Dionysus is the god of wine.
Why I love this bottle so much is that it was a creation that, I don't know, it was somehow it was able to synthesize everything about what we love about wine.
This connection, you know, these two things, you know, are somehow, when it's about drinking a place, and I actually like to think that there is a bit of us in this one.
Yeah.
Because this one was not so mineral before we decided with Ciro to actually age it in the amphora, which is the ancient Roman Greek amphora. So the vineyards are just behind this. We're going to visit them later. Behind the volcano on this, you know,
Volcanic.
yeah, beautiful
Potassium.
yeah. So
Cheers.
cheers to you. I know, Spake, we're surrounded by cameras and it's difficult to be spontaneous in this moment, but trust me, I'm living an incredible moment right now.
This is a moment where, no offense, like, I don't want to talk about wine, but can we just sit and take